Hey everyone, welcome to Friday Facts. Sorry we're getting started a little late. We just got back from a sign-off for a wonderful client of ours who just bought a place here in town, and here in Los Gatos. So welcome. If you're watching this live, thank you so much for joining us. If you're getting this on your email list, thank you so much. We appreciate you. If you want this on your email, if you want to get this emailed to you every week, you can either click the link if you're looking at the ad, or just shoot me a message if you're my personal friend. And we'll make sure we add this to you to the list so you can get this email to your inbox every week. But this is Friday Facts. Ian and Laura Batra team at Keller Williams in Los Gatos. So without further ado, Laura, why don't you tell us what's going on in the real estate market?
Okie dokes. So Santa Clara County, for the last week, there were 373 new listings. There were 103 that went into contract, kind of like the weather here in San Jose, 103, right? It's been a little warm, right? We have seen a slight increase, actually more than a slight increase in price reduction. So normally with our market, we've been hovering around 67, 60, around 70, and we've seen it bump up to 81. So that's a pretty sharp increase for us. Only 15 price increases. There are 1,260 active listings. And then if you want to count the pending or contingents, the ones that have gone into contract, there's another 1,752. So basically what that means is inventory is holding pretty steady. We've seen that little bit of an increase. Sale to list price ratio, we're still holding steady at about 105.8%, so just under 106%. So it's still, everything's still going on an average a little bit above list. And then we are still at about just under 1.3 for average price. Now throwing some other interesting information in there, median, which is kind of like the middle of the bell curve there, we're looking at just over 1 million and 1,030,000. So even though the average is there, some of the, we include townhomes and condos in our stats, so you have to remember that, and that kind of
changes it a little.
Changes that a little. And then days to sell along that vein, average days to sale, you're looking at 17, but again, tracking that middle of the bell curve for the median, most homes are going about 10. So.
And it was interesting because we're seeing a little change in the statistics. I mean, I dove in yesterday and this morning and was really looking at the inventory and just seeing, okay, so the statistics would tell us we're seeing more price reductions. Statistics would tell us that we're seeing that the market's changing, but for a lot of our clients, that's not what we're feeling. I mean, we're seeing. Recently at home in Cambrian Park got 54 offers. We're still seeing that the market's just cooking. And so I went in and dug a little deeper, and what my analytics are telling me is, we have the whole picture of the market, but we're also seeing that, in the sweet spot, which I typically consider to be, 900 to maybe 1.4 million, 1.3 million, with probably the price that we see, we see a lot of 1.2 million is what gets you, a starter home, single family home in most of the more desirable neighborhoods of the Silicon Valley. And what I'm seeing is that the core neighborhoods, your Cambrian Park, Campbell, Willow Glen, Santa Clara, all your neighborhoods that kind of fall in that sweet spot where it's still possible to get a home under $1.5 million. And even some of the other neighborhoods like Sunnyvale, which is the average median price is a little higher, those are just still flying off the shelf. We go out deeper into San Jose, we get other areas, and what I notice is sitting, which is interesting, are some of the homes in outer areas like maybe Silver Creek or Evergreen that are higher than the average price. So you go to a neighborhood where maybe the average price is $1 million, but now you got $1.6 million or $1.7 million home, maybe because it's larger, because it's remodeled. It may, on paper, seem like it's worth it, but I'm noticing that some of those properties are actually starting to sit and starting to reflect like, well, maybe there's some of that stuff's prices are a little inflated. Interestingly, too, on the higher end of the spectrum, we're noticing, that it sometimes feels like, and people think that these, $4 and $5 million homes are flying off the shelf, but we're actually, here in the Valley, there's 35 on the market now, homes over, or in Los Gatos specifically, there's 35 homes on the market currently that are over $3 million, and we've only sold 27 homes over $3 million for half a year already, which means we're really only, and look at the data, we're actually only selling about 4 a month in homes over $3 million. So it's segmented in the market. So the sweet spot's still moving really good, but the high end steadily moving, but not rapidly. And then as we look around the outskirts, so case in point, if you're looking to buy, there may be deals out there. You know, we really have to break down and segment the market. There's still some deals, but if you're looking in those core market areas, market's still red hot. You know, if you're still looking for Campbell with good schools, you're still looking for Cambier Park. I mean, be prepared to be be prepared to be in a bidding war. And if you're trying to sell that, I mean, the market's cooking. So I mean, there's still opportunities, still great market, still very healthy, still opportunity for both buyers and sellers out there. But I'm at the point in the market where we really have to sit down and consult and talk about your individual situations, because it's not as cut and dry. I can't just tell you that everything's cooking.
So on that note, are there types of properties in those core areas where there might still be opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt. Okay, so.
But what are the potential issues or challenges that you might see with some of those properties? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what would make them opportunities within those core markets.
Okay, so you know, someone who wants to buy a larger home, a larger than average home in an area, can be valued. You know, so sometimes you see that people, you know, you go to the above average price point. So, you know, maybe, you know, a home that's, you know, a larger home, you know, in Los Gatos, homes between 2 and 3 million, fiercely competitive. You know, you go to a neighboring home, you look for something for 2 million, you may get more home for your money, you still may get a great school district. So if you're in that price range, if you look a little outside the norm, there's opportunities. And, you know, what we look at is, when we're representing buyers, is, you know, if something's sitting, we look at it as an opportunity to negotiate. And we assess the property and see what the value is and look at that as a negotiating opportunity. At the same time, you know, I feel like when we're looking at some of the inventory being overpriced, you know, I feel like if you're thinking about selling, we really need to talk about your property and assess the true value, because, you know, you don't want to be one of those people, as we're seeing more price reductions, seeing properties on the market, you don't want to be one of those sellers that prices your home wrong, or you come on way too high and your home just sits, because your greatest opportunity ever when selling a home is in the first, you know, probably 2 to 3 weeks, you know, even sometimes a week, because once it's sat for a while, it's kind of like the old inventory's been there. So then we may potentially be looking at price reductions and things like that. So we really want to hit it right the first time out the gate is usually the goal, rather than having basically the feedback from the public telling us you're overpriced.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Ian.
Well,
I really appreciate it. Everybody stay cool out there. It has been a scorcher this last week.
Thank you for joining us for Friday Facts, and we'll be back here next week, Friday. We'll talk to you guys soon.